Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Real Talk Fins Talk. I'm your host, Steve Molloy. And remember, we may not always agree everything Miami Dolphins, but there's one thing we can agree on. We are all Dolphins. And I appreciate you for joining me tonight. As you're coming into the chat, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, share with your friends, your families, and your neighbors. And if you're on other platforms, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, any of those, come on over, join the family over here at the Fins Talk Sports Network in the chat. And I want to hear from you guys as well. I like interacting with all of you guys on the or in the chat and talk Dolphins football. That's what I'm here for. Um, yeah, I know. Tonight's probably not a good night to come on. A lot of folks have their eyes glued to the TV sets, watching the election as it progresses throughout the evening, and everything like that. That's not my cup of tea, so I don't choose to partake in that. So I decided to come on here and talk about what I do like to partake in, is that's the Miami Dolphins football team. Uh, man, what a heartbreaking, disappointing loss, um, for a lot of folks, me included. But honestly, I had a feeling this was going to happen. Hey, Cat for Life, how you doing, brother? Finn's Faith Podcast, how you doing, George? Everybody, I want to make mention. I was on the Finn Faith Podcast the other night. Go over there and catch that podcast. Great guy over there, George. Really good content creator. We were talking Dolphins. He's very knowledgeable. He's a diehard Dolphin fan. And what I like about George, he's genuine, he's honest, and he's going to tell you like it is. Just like over here, Real Talk Fins Talk. He's going to tell you like it is. And I like that in George. Thank you, George, for having me on last night. But yeah, guys, it was a heartbreaking loss, but I had a feeling this was going to happen. Okay. And we're going to go over that tonight. I'm going to go over the schedule, what my projections were, and where we're at now. I'm going to talk a little bit about the game. I'll talk a little bit about the upcoming game with the um, who the hell are we playing? I lost my train of thought. Oh, the Los Angeles Rams. We're going to be playing the Los Angeles Rams, so we'll be talking a little bit about that. Then, as you know, today was the trade deadline. 4:00. Everything closed down, shut down, and the Dolphins didn't make a move. And guess what? I like that. I like that. I'm glad they didn't make a move. I'm glad. Now, would I have been opposed to them, being sellers in this trade deadline or and all that kind of stuff? Sure, I would have loved for them to do that. There's a few players I would have picked to you know to release or to trade, not release, but trade. Now, there's some that need to be released as well, and we'll get into that. But trade for sure. But I'm happy where we're at. I'm happy that Stephen Ross maybe come to his senses a little bit, and he put a stop to the credit card, put a stop on the credit card on Chris Greer. Chris Greer, he didn't allow Chris Greer to use that credit card and go out and make some dumb mistakes. Maybe pick up somebody, that maybe they'll help us, maybe they wouldn't, right? At this point, does it really matter? I don't know. You guys tell me in the chat. What do you think? You think we should have traded? You think we should have bought? Think we should have sold? What are you guys' thoughts on that? I know what George's thoughts is on that. We talked a little bit about that last night. We went over some of the trades that we would have liked to have seen. That didn't happen. But so let's talk a little bit about the Buffalo game, guys. Here it is. Here's the thing. We played the best football game we played all year. McDaniel coached the best game of all. I would even say 2.5 years. He's at 2.5 years as our coach. Probably coached a hell of a game. Great game. Took him 2.5 years to do it. And Tua Tagovailoa probably played one of his best games that he's ever played as a Miami Dolphin. I could probably think of 2 or 3 games that he played, kind of parallel to this one. But I would say this one was probably the best out of all of them. Okay. Is he going to do that every week? No. Does he do it every week? No. And I would love to see a lot more consistency with him playing at that level. But we know how that goes with this Miami Dolphins football team. Now, maybe Miami Dolphins, maybe they found something. Maybe they found something that they can build on, right? I hope Mike McDaniel, keeps that in mind. He's seen it worked. The running game has worked. The last 3 or 4 games has worked really well. Yeah, so it's really worked, and I think they should continue to do that. They should continue to do that. What he found there. Did we win the game? No, and we don't get trophies for participating in losing. So it's not that no moral victories. Okay, not here. I don't give this team a moral victory. I just don't. Cap. Let's see what Cap has to say. When it's all said and done, stats don't matter either. We all know that we all know the statue. We all know stats are for losers. Yeah, I have to agree with you, Cap. I really do. Stats don't matter, and what counts is what's on that scoreboard at the end of the game, right? And I'm a big guy. I like stats. I like to read stats. I like to see how everybody's performing and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, what I really want is I want this freaking team to win. I want them to win, right? But anyway, so they had a great game. They played well, running well. Mostert was running well, but the guy has got to start holding on to the ball better. In 17 games, he's fumbled 5 or 6 times already. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. And he's getting older now. He's pushing 30. And Wilson, where's Wilson? I haven't seen him at all this year. I don't think he's played one game for us. He's just taking up a spot on the roster. Do we really need Wilson? Mostert, he's probably another one we can let go. All right, we didn't draft Jalen Wright just to sit on the bench and get 3 or 4 carries a game. Sometimes none. Let the young guy play. Let's see what he's got. Let's see if he can carry the load. Especially now that we're 2-6, and if any of you, and I know probably not any of you that's in the chat right now, but a lot of these Dolphins are they're still are addicted to that hopium, and there's a lot of folks out here still pushing it for you all. They really are. Hey, and that's fine. If they want to get addicted to hopium, that's up to them. Okay? That's their prerogative. On this channel, on this show, no hopium here. I give you all a dose of reality. A dose of reality. I'm going to be straightforward. I'm going to be honest with you, whether it's my opinion or every once in a while I'll bring up the facts. There's no denying it. And the fact of the matter is, we're 2-6 right now. We're a bad team. No matter how good we played, how good we looked. Sure, there's a little silver lining there, right? There's that little silver lining that maybe McDaniel has found its niche. Maybe he's starting to realize, hey, man, I got to run this ball more. Dinking and dunking. I don't care. Dink and dunk. Tua is a master at dinking and dunking. It works. 3-4 yards down, 7-8 minute drives, fine. Keep the other team off the field, right? And it helps our defense. That's what I want to see from now going forward. Win or lose, I want to see this to continue. I want to see this running game blossom even more. I want to see this O-line gelling even more. I want to see McDaniel to continue with his play calling. I want to see Tua being more consistent. And he had a great game. He made some really nice plays. He went off script twice when he made that first down. Great first down that he made. I didn't like to see him diving, head first, but he's a competitor. I get it, right? You can't stop him from doing that. But he had a hell of a game. Defense, they did okay. They did their part, but the offense has to score more points, especially against a team like Buffalo. That's a good team. That's a really good team. You got to score more points if you're gonna if you want to beat those guys, right? And we haven't done it. We haven't done it. We're gonna have to. Let me tell you something. This week we might have to score 30 points or more to win this game. We might have to do that. Stafford and the two receivers he has, and the running back Williams, those guys are no joke. They can put up some points. Okay, Stafford's a Hall of Fame quarterback. This defense needs to step up, man. They need to put a lot of pressure on this guy. Can they is the question. Can they? My homer in me tells me, yes, I think we can do it. I think we can, we can maybe go 7-2 or maybe 7-2 may not even get us there. We're going to have to go 8-1. I'm hoping. Sometimes I have to slap myself in the face too, guys. I'm a fan, just like you all, diehard. It's 1969. You all know that. Most of you all know that. But I have to slap myself in the face sometimes and give myself a dose of reality. And my homer in me, as I said, tells me, yeah, we could do that. It's possible. I've seen it done, right? I've seen it done, but it's possible. But judging and basing by how this team has played for 8 games, I don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening, And I think we're going to have to start to face reality here, especially if we lose Monday night. It's over with, folks. The season's done, finished, finito, complete. It's done. And even now, we've got to start playing our young players. We got to start playing the Patrick Pauls, the Jalen Wrights, even Cam Smith. He's a 2-year starter. He's been injured most of the time. He doesn't have a lot of experience, even though he's been playing for 2 years for us, right? Or been on the practice squad or IR, whatever, right? We got to see what he's got. Poyer, bye. The dude is a liability on this team. He hasn't helped this team at all. Get rid of him. Right? Do something, man. I know the trade deadline, it's over with, but at the end of this year, bye. May, bye. Another guy, useless signing. OBJ, bye. Who else? Who else can we probably let go? Liam Eichenberg's got to go. Trade. We got to trade him, man. So I know somebody's got to want him, right? We've got to upgrade at that guard position with Liam Eichenberg. He is the cancer, or not the cancer, but he's the weak link of this defense, of this offense. We got to let him go. See what if the Chargers and the Ravens and Denver keep winning, it's going to make it difficult for us. Yes, it is, Cap. It is. It's already difficult for us. It's already difficult for us. And I'll go over the schedule, and I'll show you. We'll go over that, okay? But Yeah, man. So, how's Jalen Phillips when he comes back? What is he going to be like next year? Right? Javon Holland, the guy's always hurt, seems like now. His knees last year, knees this year, broken hand or bone or whatever it is, right? And he's still under contract. This is his last year of his contract. Are we going to sign him back? I don't think so. What is the franchise tag for him? Like 18, 20 million for a safety? I don't know. I haven't looked it up. But bye, Javon Holland. Bye. Kendall Fuller. Maybe he's a piece we can keep. He's been playing solid for us this year. Jalen Ramsey. Bye. Goodbye, Jalen. Right? Goodbye. We can get some assets for him. We could trade him. We can get a pick or two. We need assets, guys. You all don't understand, man. Not you all, but I'm talking in general. We need to understand. This team is old. It's old and it's not getting younger. We're getting older. We're already the oldest team in the NFL. I know you guys want to see a Super Bowl. I know you guys want to see a playoff win. I know you guys want to see us win the division. I know you all want to see all that. So do I. But you know who we got to go through in order for that to happen? Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, right? Burrow, Josh Allen. Do you see the Miami Dolphins beating those teams that those quarterbacks are on? The way that we are currently constructed? No. No. We're not beating those teams. Mm-mm. We are so far behind, it's not even funny. But at this point, right now, Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer seem to be wanting to run it back. They still feel that they can make a run for the playoffs. They're a little delusional, in my opinion. But hey, that's the way they're supposed to think. He's the coach. We got the general manager. You know, his job is on the line. He don't want to admit his failures. He don't want to admit his vision hasn't worked. Mike McDaniel, this is his first coaching job. He's trying to build a resume up. So, who else can we get rid of? Who else? Hey, Raphael, how you doing, brother? Appreciate you joining tonight. Really do, man. Appreciate all of you joining tonight, man. You guys are great. An election night too. I appreciate it. But let's see who else. Calais Campbell, dude. Calais Campbell is probably the best defensive player on our team right now. Okay, but he's old. He's 38. He's 38. He's 38 years old. I don't know. Can we get younger in a defensive tackle spot? Give Deshaun Hannah a shot. Give Peely more playing time. See what we got. Linebackers. Duke Riley. I know he's been demoted to special teams. He was a starter there for one time. David Long. He was good last year. This year he sucked. So there's a lot of pieces that we can just basically trade off, not now, but after this season. Offense. Like I said, Liam Eichenberg, Terron Armstead. Will he be here next year? Probably not. He's beat up. Although he's our best offensive lineman, he's beat up. And there's no guarantee he's gonna play. We still got 9 games, 9 games left. He still may end up getting hurt, right? He's already missed some time this year. Next year, maybe he's gonna miss some more time. That's not fair to who we drafted. Patrick Paul. We drafted him high up in the draft, and he's not on the field. Give him a shot. Let him play. Rest Terran Armstead. Have him sit down. He gets, he likes to rest anyway because he doesn't practice. He doesn't practice. Rest him on the bench. Say, hey, Terran, take it easy, man. Take a rest. We're going to put Patrick Paul in there, see what he's got. Right? Waddle. George and I on the Finn's Faith podcast, we talked about Waddle. Should we trade Waddle? Yeah, why not? He hasn't been that impactful. Drops a lot of balls. He gets hurt a lot. Yeah, he toughs it out, but he's still hurt. You can find somebody to replace him, maybe a bigger, taller receiver that's almost or just as fast. A guy can go up 50-50 type ball, right? Like a D-Hop or somebody. Good route runner because he doesn't run routes very good. We need to improve our wide receiver core, ladies and gentlemen. We need to get, I believe, some bigger wide receivers. I'll be fine with keeping Tyreek. I would. Is he going to be happy on a rebuild team? No. Is he going to be happy and content? That's a question. Tua Tagovailoa, with his limitations because of his injuries and other limitations that I'm not going to get into here tonight. This show's not about Tua tonight. Nothing I can say about a great game that he played. Can't say anything bad about that, right? So I'm not gonna. He deserves his flowers tonight. But we've got to think about that. We've got just an injury history alone with him and his concussions. We've got to think about this. Do we draft a quarterback high in the first round? Maybe have him keep Tua, have him sit behind Tua, right? Maybe bring a veteran in here, that has maybe a more of an upside than, say, a Skylar Thompson or Tyler Huntley, right? I really thought Skylar Thompson was going to work out, and to be honest, we really didn't give him a chance this year. One game, that was it, and he got hurt. Played awful, but hell, how often does he play with the first team, the first unit? And was it fair to him that he came in and Mike McDaniel was trying to get him to play like Tua? His skill, he doesn't have Tua's skill set. Neither does Tyler Huntley. But yet they were trying these to play like he was Tua Tagovailoa. Now you give him a year with the first unit, a year, an off season, right? Maybe he would be a little better. I don't know. But that Tua situation to me is very tricky. Very, very tricky situation. Paid him all this money. I was not for them paying him the money, man. I want him to play on his 5th-year option. You know what? If Tua didn't get hurt this year, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Maybe. Right? Wouldn't even be having this conversation. If he played on his 5th-year option, we would probably be talking about moving off him right now. The whole dynamic would have changed. So Wilson can go. Mostert can go. We got Achane. We got Jalen Wright, right? Yeah, so that's who we have. So, keep those guys. Let them play the ball, get the bulk of the carries. I'm telling you right now, although Achane is an outstanding football player, running back. He is not a bell cow, guys. Okay, and remember, he has an injury history too. He got hurt last year. He's been hurt this year. He had a concuss this year. He's had some other injuries, soft tissue injuries or whatever, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but he's had some injuries besides the concussion. Okay. Mark my words, we keep running and feed him the ball, which although we like to see it because he's a dynamic player, he doesn't have the body to take that pounding. At least in my opinion, I don't think so. I love the kid though. I want to see more Jalen Wright. I want to see what he's got. I voted for Raiders owner for president. We need new orange in the office. Okay. Well, I'm not going to get into the politics and stuff like that. But hey, how's it going there? Onion sign, how are you, man? Appreciate you. I haven't seen you in here before. You might listen, but I've never seen you in the chat. I appreciate you joining tonight. If you are new, please hit that subscribe button and share with your friends, your families, your neighbors, everybody. Share with everybody. Appreciate you coming in. Yeah, I honestly I didn't I'm okay with them not making a move on the trade deadline. If they were to make a move, I wanted to see them to be sellers as opposed to buyers. So what are you all? What are you all in the chat? Did you want the Dolphins to be buyers, sellers, or just set where they were at? I just wanted them to either set or to be like I said, sellers. So that's the Buffalo game. Okay. And to be quite frank with you, to be honest with you, Buffalo probably wasn't even playing that well. Didn't look like they were playing that good to me. It wasn't one of their better games. Cornerback Lattimore. So you're not happy with you're not happy with Kendall Fuller, who's been playing solid, and Jalen Ramsey. We just paid all this money to. I mean, he's playing solid. He's playing good. He's playing really good this year. Although he's been burnt a couple of times, and I don't think he's playing up to what they're paying him. But he's still been playing good. He really has. So that's the Buffalo game. We've got the LA game coming up. I kind of brushed over that game a little bit. They're a good team, and defense is not too bad. And it's going to be a tough game, guys. And in fact, let me go over the schedule. So first, I want to go over how I projected the season was going to be. I thought the Dolphins were going to go 10-7. That's at the beginning of the year. That's what I said, 10-7. And I said it's possible they could go 8-9. I said it wouldn't surprise me at all if they would go 8-9. That was at the beginning of the season. So I had the Dolphins. I had games that were 50-50. I had who they were. I had projections of who they were going to lose to, and I had who I thought they were basically just going to win. You know, not even a second thought about them winning, about them losing. About them losing to these particular teams. Just I said right away. I looked at it and I said, "Oh, they're going to lose. They're going to win." You know. So the 50-50 teams that I had were the Jaguars, who we won, just barely. We lost to the Seahawks, and we've lost to the Titans. That's 2 so far. So right now we're 1-2 with the 50-50 category that I had. We haven't even played the Jets yet. We got to play them twice. So I said 50-50 twice for the Jets. So I had 5 teams that I thought we were 50-50 that we could, go either way on those games. And we've already lost 2 of those. Now, the teams that I thought we would win, that would beat, no questions at all, Patriots, we won. We still have to play them one more game. The Patriots. I think Pukanuga is going to have a big game against the Dolphins since he was ejected from the game again. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, man, him and Cooper Kupp. Don't forget about Cooper Kupp. So I had him winning the Patriots. We still got to play him one more time. I had him beating the Colts. We lost with Tua. Oh, no, it wasn't with Tua. My bad. But we lost. I had him beating the Cardinals. We lost with Tua. And I had him beating the Raiders. We haven't played the Raiders yet. And we got to play the Patriots one more time. So right now on the win column, we that I projected we would win, no questions asked. We lost 2 games. So we're 1-2 in the win column. 1-2. Not looking good. It's not looking good. Now, for the losses, I said the Dolphins were going to lose to the Browns. Now that I could put over to the 50-50 column right now. 49ers, loss. Texans, loss. Packers, loss. Bills, we lost both games. I projected we were going to lose to the Bills twice, and we did. So right now we're 2-0 because we haven't played the Packers, the Texans, the 49ers, or the Browns yet. And we're 2-6 presently. So here's who we have to play, the remaining games we have to play. We got to play the Rams on Monday night in the lights, under the lights. You know how well we play under the lights. The one advantage that we have playing is it's an indoor stadium. And we've got fast players, right? So that's an advantage for us there. Then we come home and we play the Raiders. We should beat the Raiders, right? So that's one win. Rams, I've already projected that we're probably going to lose to the Rams. Okay. Now, hopefully that's not the case. But nonetheless, that's what I projected. So Raiders, we should win that game. It's at home. The Raiders. The Pats, we play the Pats at home after the Raiders. We should win that game. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you got to realize the Pats are rebuilding. And Buffalo was retooling. Everybody said, "Oh, Buffalo's going to decline this year because they got rid of Higgs, Stephon Higgs, and all that." Right? They haven't. All right. Yeah, we have been terrible in prime time. Onions sign. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But I think this game is going to be a track meet. Yeah. A lot of folks have been saying that. I think it might be a track meet, but I projected 27-24. The Rams will win this game. 27-24. That's what I picked. Yeah, that's what I projected. Raphael lost. That's what I'm saying. All right, so we play the Raiders. That should be a win. Pats at home, 2 games in a row at home at 2 games in a tongue twister here. 2 games in a row at home, we should win, right? Raiders, Pats. Packers away. It's going to be a night game. It's going to be cold in Lambeau Stadium. It's a loss. Jets, home game. It should be a win. Should be a win. I projected 50-50. You can go 50-50, but I don't know. I'll still keep that in the 50-50 category. But I think we should win that game, in my opinion. And I'm giving the Dolphins a benefit of the doubt. So they should win that game. That's 3 so far that they've won. Then they go away and they play the Texans, another indoor stadium. So the weather won't have any effect on it. Texans are going to be too big a game for the Dolphins. They're going to lose that one. So, yeah, that's a loss for sure. Browns. We should win that game. We should win the Browns game. Okay? But I'm putting it over in the 50-50 column. Okay? So, but we should win that game. And then the last game of the season, we play the Jets. We should win that game. Easy, right? Maybe. Last game of the season. But got to put it in a 50-50 column. We could lose or we could win, 50-50. But I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, say we win. 4 wins, ladies and gentlemen. 4 wins here down the stretch. Last 9 games of the season. So if that's the case, that's going to make their record 6-11. That's how I see it playing out. The next 9 games. Yep. We're going to go 4-5 down the stretch here. And maybe, just maybe, we better not lose to the Browns or the Jets. Or we could be 4-13. So, what do you think? Do any of you in this chat that are in the chat right now? Uh-oh. My bad. I hope you all see me. Oh, shoot. What happened? Hold on, guys. Something happened. There I am. Sorry. I think I went away for a little bit. I hit the wrong button. So, Onion Zone says 5-12. Raphael, Cap, if you're still in here, what do you project the team to go? Or anybody else that's out there listening, what do you project? I say 6-11, but it's quite possible we could go 4-12 or 5-12. So it's not looking good, man. That's why I say we need to start playing these young guys and sitting the veterans. See what they got and just start thinking about the future. And I don't mean the future next year. I mean the future 2 or 3 years down the road from here. Raphael says 7-10-ish. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I agree. We could very well be 7-10-ish. But yeah, so it's just going to be bad this year. And as far as Chris Greer goes, if we possibly can win 8 or 9 games, and quite possibly we can do that, not probable, but possibly we do that. Let's say we can do that. I don't think Chris Greer is going anywhere And I don't think McDaniel's going anywhere. And they might just convince Stephen Ross to run it back and maybe pick up a couple pieces here and there, make some big free agent moves like they do every year to keep the fan base happy and giving them a shot of that hopium, you know, selling merch, keeping people in the stands, and all that kind of stuff. So, and another thing, what if another 2 or 3 players get injured on offense? I know we're missing players on defense. Oh, that's another guy, Bradley Chubb. Bye. Jalen Phillips, he's up in the air for me because we don't know what he's going to be like when he comes back from that injury. He's had 2 injuries in a row, 2 years in a row, a knee injury and the Achilles, same leg, I believe. How much is he going to lose? Is he going to be at 100%? He didn't look like he was 100% this year when he started. I think they started him too soon, to be honest with you. But anyway, guys, I wanted to go over that with you. And what I had on my mind, and I wanted to give you those projections again. Kind of recap what I said from the beginning of the year. Um, I don't like to give myself a little pat on the back, but um, I saw this coming from the beginning. I talked about it all off season. Some of you know in this chat that I've talked about this all season. I said I had questions on defense. I didn't think I just didn't see them any better than what they were last year. And so far, now I know the injury to Tua didn't help, but look, everybody was saying, well, if Tua played, we would have won those games. We just lost 2 games in a row with Tua. And he played great. Played good game. Good. Really good. We've been doing everything right, running the ball, blah, blah, blah. But we have been undisciplined and been making a lot of unnecessary fumbles. Mostert. Penalties have hurt us. Making a lot of mental errors. But our record is what it is. We are 2-6. And for some of us that are still on the fence of whether we're going to go and make a run this year or not, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. But if we lose Monday night to the Los Angeles Rams, it's over with, folks. It's over with. Now, if we win, we're going to still have fans on the fence. Oh, we can still make a run. But I'm here to tell you, it's over with. We need to start thinking for the future and letting these young guys play. Or why else did we draft them? Tua looked really good against the Bills. I love watching him buy some time on the Waddle TD. Yeah, absolutely, brother. I agree. I mentioned that today. Yeah, he did. He that was a great improvisation, right? That was great. It was a great off script play. But how many times does he do that a year? That's the thing. In order, and I'm going to close out with this. In order for us to go to win a division, go to the playoffs, win a championship, go to the Super Bowl, just go to the Super Bowl. You've got to have a quarterback like a Mahomes, right? A Burrow, a Purdy. And what do they all have in common other than Burrow? And Burrow can move around a little bit too. Okay? Not but mostly a lot of these quarterbacks can throw outside the numbers. They're good processors and they're somewhat mobile. And they can go off script. Even when they're playing bad, they can carry their team. Even if they're playing bad, somehow, some way, they have that X factor. And we don't have a quarterback that has that X factor to get us where we need to go. And that's the promised land, the Super Bowl, in my opinion. So that's the story of the Miami Dolphins. It's been this way for 25 years now. We haven't made the playoffs, or we haven't won a playoff game. Not made the playoffs. We haven't won a playoff game. Pretty sad. A sad state of affairs, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you for joining me tonight, for coming in and chatting with me, keeping me company here on this election night. And hopefully we come back with a win next week, and I'll be back here again at 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, again, Tuesday night. And we'll talk Dolphins, and hopefully we'll have some good stuff to talk about on Tuesday. And in the meantime, don't forget to check out that Finn's Faith podcast. George is very great, a very good content creator, very knowledgeable. Has a lot of good football knowledge and everything. And it was a great show. Go check it out. I was on the show last night, and we talked a lot of the stuff we went over tonight. But you get a different perspective from his side, how he sees it as well, which is good, right? And that's one thing that I always do. I always say, look, whether I agree with these other podcasters or content creators, what they're putting out, what they're talking, that's their prerogative, freedom to do, right? And we should go and watch those other folks and get a better perspective, and then come to shows like mine, like Finn's Faith podcast, like Ace Per Head, like TD Finn's Talk, Finn's Tailgate. Those guys are pretty spot on a lot of things. They talk real, real talk. And I'll always agree with with all of those guys, but at least they're honest, they're upfront, and they tell you how they feel, and a lot of times they're not giving you that shot of hopium. They're not, you know, and but if that's what you like, that's fine. That's up to you guys. But anyway, I appreciate it, guys. Have a great evening. See you next week. God bless, and Dolphins #1,